I think that idea of self-care and that you do need to look after yourself as well. I think, being a psychologist, I think even the journey to that was always about helping other people. And I think I've learned it as an adult, but it'd been nice earlier in the journey to go, you can be there and support other people's well-being, but make sure you're looking after yours at the same time. I think the thing is with mental health and elite sport is there are so many stressors. There is the pursuit of performance and succeeding. There are the schedules that go with that, the training. With that comes a lot of sacrifice. You don't see your friends, you don't see your family. There's a lot of demands. And it might sound like I'm describing the athletes, which I am, but actually all the staff behind athletes in elite sport have got pretty much the same list of stressors. And actually they're trying to manage theirs while really doing their best to help the team.
I think there's been times where I've not been particularly good at recognising that I'm overwhelmed with stress. And I think being able to recognise the signs early means that obviously you're able to intervene and some of the strategies will be more effective. So I think there's been times where I've got overwhelmed and then tried to do something about it. I think and hope I've learned over the years to recognise those signs earlier, and also help the people around me recognise those signs and know how to kind of help me become more aware that maybe I do need to be employing some of those higher level de-stressors. I like the concept of the stress bucket, and the way we talk about the stress bucket is that there are certain things in life that are kind of almost permanently in the bucket, or at least for a period of time. Life stressors, aspects of our worlds that we live in that just create a degree of stress. And I think it's really helpful to understand how high the liquid is in our bucket at any point in time. The low-level stress relievers can be seen as a bit of a tap down at the bottom of the bucket. And those are things that we do every day or very regularly to help us just manage the liquid, let a little bit of stress out of the bucket each time. But then I've talked about high-level stressors, and actually that's a tap a bit higher up on the bucket when the bucket's getting a bit too full, or those extra techniques that we should employ that will help just kind of keep the level of the bucket below tipping point.
The recent study by Stonewall found that over the previous year of the LGBTQ+ community had experienced depression, and 3 in 5 had experienced anxiety. So the reason why members of the LGBTQ+ community suffer with mental health illness can be down to reasons of them having bad experiences in coming out, experiences of discrimination and acts of homophobia.
Talking about mental health is important because it takes the stigma out of it. It makes it more acceptable for people to have mental health issues, mental health concerns, just like you would with any physical health issues like diabetes, or if you break your leg, you go and get it treated and fixed. A lot of mental health issues are more treatable, and the quicker you sort of seek help and get treatment, the easier it is to recover and have a completely normal life. I like to go for a walk, particularly at the end of a working day, which is nice in the summer. It just gives you that moment to sort of de-stress, think through your day, clear your mind, ready so you can sort of have a relaxing evening with family or friends, and it just takes that time to sort of compartmentalise what's happened, look at about your following day, your week ahead, and just put the working day behind you.
I think for this World Mental Health Day, I guess I want people to actually just stop and pause and be reflective about what that mental health for human right means to them. How much of their time do they stop and think about self-care? Because I guess the more those things build up, the more stressful it can get, and day-to-day mental health can be challenging. So yeah, I think this World Mental Health Day is to stop and think, actually, what does that mean to me, and what do I need to carve out to look after myself?